Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Broadway World TV. I'm Michael Sterling, and we're coming to you from the Los Angeles Music Center, downtown Los Angeles. This evening, we are here to see Buyer and Cellar, the much-anticipated off-Broadway show that has arrived in Los Angeles finally with its original star, Michael Urie, opening at the Mark Taper Forum, part of the Center Theater Group here at the Los Angeles Music Center. Behind me, you see the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. You see Pinot Grill, which services all of the patrons here at the three theaters in this complex, the Amundsen being the third theater here. And we can't tell you how excited we are to be here on opening night to meet some of the very important people that are coming to see this show. Some of the producers are here out from New York and some celebrity guests too. So stick around. We're going to have a great time this evening. We promise you, as always, show you a little bit of the show, and we'll check in with you later.
Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind.
How lucky am I, standing here with a two-time Tony Award winner, Christine Ebersole. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
You look beautiful. This is a very beautiful scarf in a very hip color, I might add.
Thank you. My girlfriend designed it. It's Walker and Wade, and so look for it.
Yeah. Is this your first time seeing this show? I know that
It is. I didn't get a chance to see it in New York, so I'm really excited to see it
Neither
tonight.
did I, so I'm looking forward to it
me
as
too.
well. But I'm a big fan of Michael Urie.
Me too.
Yeah?
Big fan with him. I worked with him on Ugly Betty, and we did something together at the New York City Opera, and I adore him. So
Lovely man. And it's not often, I was saying to Renee Taylor and her husband, that we get an off-Broadway hit show coming to Los Angeles.
Isn't that great?
Right.
I love it. Yeah. Well, you know, it's good theater is good theater, and it's good to span the different levels or whatever they're called.
And as long as we can get LA up out of their seats in their living room from in front of that TV and into the theater, that we're doing our job, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Listen, thank you. Have a great evening tonight.
Thanks
for
you
stopping
too.
by and talking
All right,
to
take
us.
care. Bye-bye.
I'm great.
Happy to be standing here with Daniel, and he is one of the great celebrity hair designers in Los Angeles and probably across the country, right?
Yes. I made history with a famous makeover with Paula Jones, and I worked exclusively with Pamela Anderson, all the top celebrities, and I do my own.
No, you do well. It's beautiful. You have beautiful hair.
Oh, thanks.
Now, how would you rate my hair on a scale of 1 to 10? I do my own too.
You do?
Well, I mean,
you
I
do a
comb
good
it.
job.
Yeah. Do it?
You got it down. I'd give them 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up out of how many thumbs?
2 blow dryers.
Okay. So, out of all the clients that you have managed or have been associated with during the years, who would you have a favorite?
Well, I don't want to say they're all my favorite because that's a bunch of BS.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but Pamela Anderson ranks #1, and Paula Jones, even though people don't like her, she was very nice to me. We had a great time.
Yeah.
And I have to say, even Stevie Nicks is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say I was a fan because that sounds really bad, but I was a fan, and it was one of my dreams was to work with her. I mean,
That's
for years.
okay, right?
I couldn't believe it. Standing there with Stevie Nicks, doing her hair at her house, going to dinner, stuff like that, and becoming friends. It was just amazing to me.
Right.
I mean, that life is something sometimes.
I know. It's it always comes up. Things of amazement in our lives come up when we least expect them. So.
Yes, and you know what? I'm very grateful for everything, even though, a lot of this, you have to be, I guess, not trained, but I'm saying be ready for the opportunity.
Right, exactly.
So I may have been ready for the opportunity.
Well, listen, thank you for stopping by Broadway World TV and chatting
Yes,
with us.
thanks.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Have a great time inside.
All right, we'll do.
All right.
Bye.
I work hard at getting everything just right. The dolls deserve that, don't you think? She looks at me, searching my face for the slightest hint of sarcasm, but I wouldn't let her find it. It's a nice way to look at it. What can you tell me about them? Oh, so Mama wants to play. Stories are endless. So many. I wouldn't know where to begin. She nodded, looked around, and then pointed at the French automaton with the pipe. Who's she? Ah, you mean Fifi. You have a good eye. Thank God I took that improv class at the Groundlings. Fifi was created by famed doll and clockmaker Julien de la Florsheim in Paris during the French Resistance. He worked on her every night to help calm his nerves and entertain his 2 daughters, Yvette and Solange, while they hid from the Nazis.
Coming from New York, an off-Broadway show, we don't really have that opportunity very often in Los Angeles to see a big hit show coming out of New
People
York.
told me if you're ever in New York, see it, and then we were thrilled that it was coming out here.
Exactly, and with its original star too.
Yeah.
Because it's on tour with some, or rather, I guess on Broadway it has a replacement.
We
now.
were afraid that out here he'd be replaced by Johnny Depp, but not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Yes, I know that crosses all of our mind, right? What is up for you? You're always a busy couple out there doing
We're doing
theater.
a one-woman show, My Life on a Diet, which we co-wrote and he directed, and I'm the one, My Life on a Diet.
The one. How is it to direct your wife?
Well, you know, I'll give you one of him. If your promise will go no further than this.
I promise.
From this camera. My biggest directorial trick is I'm sleeping with the star.
Oh, don't say that. Then everyone will know.
That's how I get my best performance.
You have a smudge on your nose.
Wait a minute, that's the look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the LA look for tonight. Well, listen, we wish you a wonderful evening. Have a great time on the side.
Thank you.
For stopping by and
Thank
talking
you.
to Broadway World TV. You are looking fit and fabulous. Shall we say that?
Thank you. You may. Thank you.
So you
I'm
know
very
what?
happy.
Everybody that I've been talking to tonight, what I've been saying is how lucky we are to have an off-Broadway show come to Los Angeles finally. It usually doesn't work quite that way. And to have it here, especially at the Mark Taper Forum. And the icing on the cake, of course, for me is the fact that you're involved with it. So how did you get involved with the show?
Well, you know, I tell you, I've been producing theater on Broadway for 14 years. Off-Broadway is sort of an animal I never really tackled before, and this show always had a Broadway appeal. It's always spoken to the Broadway audience. So when we marketed and decided to really push the throttle on the show, it was always Broadway caliber theater downtown. And that's why the show is still running in New York. We passed our 1-year mark. The show's been a big success there, but I think that's really what was the hook at the Taper. When Michael Urie called me directly after the New York Times review, he said, "I really want that show. We want to put it at the Douglas." I said, "This show is bigger than the Douglas. Let's talk about the Taper, and I think it could be a great fit." He said, "Let me see it this week." He flew and saw it, fell in love with it, and here we are at the Mark Taper Forum.
You see, this is why this guy makes all the big bucks. He makes the right decisions. So nice talking to you. Thank you for
We're
stopping
really
by Broadway
excited.
World TV.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great evening.
You too. Good
All right,
seeing you.
thanks.
Thank you.
What an honor this is. I'm standing here with the beautiful Patty Duke. How are you?
Bless you. I'm wonderful. I'm so excited. I've heard so much wonderful stuff about the play, but more excited because I live in Idaho and I'm out. I'm hobnobbing.
You're out and about. Well, you are one of the truly great actresses
Oh, you're so
from the
kind.
theater and in motion pictures, certainly. We miss seeing you. We need to see you more often.
I've been very lucky. The other reason I'm here is a wonderful playwright named John Dayton has written a one-woman show about Mrs. Lincoln. And he wrote it for me.
Yes?
So tomorrow I'm going to read it for the backers.
Wow.
So you keep a great thought around 12:30.
Standing here with Nick Jonas, ladies and gentlemen. He's here for the opening of Michael Urie in Byron Cellar. Hello, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. Have you seen the show in New York?
I have. I saw it twice in New York.
Yeah?
And it's one of my favorites. I think Michael Urie is a genius, and this show is so much fun.
We've been saying to everybody how lucky we are to have an off-Broadway show come to Los Angeles for a change instead of the other way around, and especially with its original star. And it's still playing in New York, right?
It is, yeah, with some different, like a rotating cast of guys, but I've only seen Michael in it. One of my friends, Christopher Hankey, did it for a little while, and you know, it's a brilliant show, brilliant writing, so I think whoever does it always going to do it justice.
Right. You're no stranger to theater, certainly. You've done your share of it. What's next for you in the theater?
I don't know what's next in the theater. I'm shooting a TV show right now with some really talented actors and kind of making that my focus, but hopefully back to theater soon.
Right.
If the doors open up.
Well, we hope so. Thanks for stopping by Broadway World TV. Pleasure. All right.
My stepfather used to tell me I couldn't have ice cream because I was too ugly. Yeah, well, now you have your own frozen yogurt machine, so fuck him. It's a terrible thing to be a little girl who never gets told she's pretty. It's something you never get over. I wanted to do something for her, to show her I sympathized.
The pre-show opening night buzz of anticipation to see playwright Jonathan Toland's work and Michael Urie's performance was met with an electric charge that lasted from the moment the curtain went up to the final hilarious and often touching words of dialogue. Urie is to perfection what Toland's script is to brilliance. Stephen Brackett's direction sizzles. For tickets to see Buyer and Cellar on stage now at the Center Theatre Group's Mark Taper Forum through August 17th, call 213-628-2772 or visit centertheatregroup.org.
Can it be